Good afternoon everyone and welcome back to the channel. It is time we've done a little bit of work on the 6.9. Now, anyone's watching over the last while, you'll have seen about 2 weeks ago we took off the wheels, sent them away, got them sandblasted, primered, resprayed, all that was done. Now tyres weren't just fitted on yet. That is going to be done. It's going to be done in tomorrow's video, but today's video is going to be all about tidying up the little bit of rust on the inner mudguards of the tractor. So when we washed it all down after we took the wheels off, we seen that there was just a start of a little bit of rust all in along here. Now it's not too bad, but at the same time, if you didn't do something with it and it was left for a number of years, you would end up maybe with a little hole in the cab. Now this inner part here, this is actually the cab here. The mudguard is the green part here, and then we have a plastic then, just a plastic that comes right out over the edge of the wheel. So what caused it? More than likely stone chips, bits of cow dung from spreading slurry and manure, and that will help to got a small stone chip and the slurry got onto it. It would help to speed up the rusting process. So that's where we are with it. Now the side's bad enough, along there. A few wee stone chips then, you can see them all along here then where they've all gotten worse. But if you go around the other side, which is the ditch side, it is even worse. So you can see it there. So it's right up, there's actually a few bits actually up around the top here as well, and a few bits on the green here too. So I'm gonna have to just tidy it up, get it primed. We'll treat it, get it primed, and get a new coat of paint on it, and it should leave it good to go for a while. So we had to do something similar with the 6.4 when we had it about 7 years, and now it wasn't just as bad as that. Now whether John Deere have changed the way they've applied the paint, or maybe have scrimped on the paint a little, I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that this is a 50 gauge tractor's moving faster, more likely to have stone chippings and stuff coming off it, and they're coming at a quicker speed, and maybe it's just, that's probably the biggest reason for it, I'd imagine. But what we're going to do today, well, we've got a loan of this little mobile sandblaster. A friend of ours was very good to give us the lend of it, and we have it set up here now, and we're going to try it out and see if we can get a little bit of this rust off before we prime it and get it painted. So we'll set it up, and I'll set the camera up as I'm doing a little bit of the sandblasting, and we'll see how we get on with it. So one side is now done. Sandblaster worked well. Just took a few minutes just to kind of get it set and regulate it how it should be. But yeah, once you got that done and seen how to use it, no issues at all. As you can see, cleaned it right down to the steel, took all the rust off it, which is what you want. Yeah, right the whole way around, and the couple of bits then that was on the green here as well, I just took those off too. So what I'm going to do now is, I've had the heater here now that we've had set up, and it's heated this here now. It's nice, and it's not boiling hot, but it's nice and it's warm. So it's in nice condition now to spray. What I'm going to do is now I'm going to just blast in the primer on all of this now this evening, and get that done, and then we let it sit overnight. And the plan is then to paint some black on it tomorrow, and a little bit of green then out here just on the outside on the mudguard part of it. So we'll put the heater back on and we'll let it walk away just as I'm spraying this piece here on the inside, and I'll try and record a little bit now just as we're spraying and see how it turns out. This bit here, I will spray a little bit onto this. I'm just going to let it sit. I'm going to take this panel off and we'll paint it all green properly. But I'll just put a wee bit of primer on it. There'll be a little bit left in the gun, I'm sure, and it'll stop it from rusting. We can sand it down a little bit, and as I say, give it a new blast of green. So let's get going and let's keep at it. So we got that done. Sandblast, it took a few minutes just to get it set up. It's the first time we used it, so it took a few minutes just to get it set up as it should be working. But once we got it regulated, no issue. The only issue was that it takes a lot of air. We've only just standard compressor, like for working an air gun or something like that. So once you were using it for a few minutes, you had to turn it off, wait till the pressure built back up, go again. So, but it worked well. You can see it cleaned it right down, took all the scabby rust off, cleaned it right down to the steel. So it's in nice condition now for some primer. Yeah, so I'm very happy with how that worked out. Cleaned it right the whole way around, and even then there's a couple of bits of rust on the green part. Even cleaned it as well. What I'm going to do with it is I'm going to just give a little blast of primer just in the few spots that is rusted. Let it sit, and we'll take this. It's only a small panel. There's only a few bolts just lying along one side and a few screws here, and that panel comes off, and we can give it a coat of paint when it's off. But yeah, all this here now we're going to paint in place. So we're going to primer this, we're going to let it sit overnight, and tomorrow then we'll get the primer on it. Once it's dry, we'll give the inside part then a blast of matte black, and this part here we'll probably just give it a blast of black, and then the part that has a little bit of green on it, we'll then put a bit of green paint on it then just once it dries, just for the look of it. But yeah, that's really it. So I've had the heater on there a few minutes ago, so we'll get the heater back on and let's hit the switch. So get the heater back on and running, and we'll blast a little bit of primer in on this, and I'll try and record a little bit as I'm doing that. So we'll see how it goes. we are finished that, and as you've seen, the paint went on very, very nice on it. The paint we're using is an etch primer. The benefit of the etch primer is that if there's any little pitting or anything after the rust is cleaned off by the sandblaster, the etch primer will fill it in. So this has now got 3 coats in total, and we're just going to let that sit now overnight, and tomorrow this here will be painted in the black colour, as I say. So very happy with how that has turned out. What else have we done? We've a few other bits and pieces that I was spraying at as well. These are the 2 inner covers for underneath the mud guards. These also go black, so these were shot blasted, and I've done primered them as well. These kind of go underneath the lights, and all the wiring is in there for the lights, and like the button for the hydraulic arms up and down, the external button, and the external button then as well for the PTO. So all the electrics and everything is kind of underneath this. So they were all stone chipped and bits of rust on them, just the same. So we cleaned them down and painted them. Also, we've done the 2 little black the little reflectors that are on the side of the steps. So they are both in primer as well. So they'll also be painted black. So not too bad overall. Didn't get going on it really until the afternoon. So yeah, going okay. So tomorrow we're going to do the other side. This side is, as I say, a little bit worse than the first side. So we're going to get in here, we'll sandblast all this down, and then we'll be doing the same thing. We'll get this in primer, and we'll get our black paint work done as well on the other side. Oh, I'm hoping to have all the painting done tomorrow. So I'll do another video tomorrow as I'm doing the paint work, the black paint work. So we'll get a look at just how everything is progressing on. So yeah, so it's just at this stage we just want to get it finished because it's going on long enough. The tractor's been up on blocks now for a couple of weeks, and hopefully if the weather picks up we'll need it for spreading a bit of slurry in the next week or so. So yeah, time to get it done, get it dusted, and get it back on its wheels. Yeah, so that's really it until tomorrow. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the sub button. Throw a like on the video as well, and yeah, leave a comment down below and I will try to get back to you. Until tomorrow, have a good evening and we'll see you then.